Alright guys, now here we are at Chris Pearce's crazy build. Many people have seen this on different channels in the past. In the last 2 years he's been working on it. How long have you been working on this system, Chris? 3 years now. Okay, let's do it. Let's run through what's happening here at the back first.
Quick synopsis, we got cut the rear tub out for the spare tire well, moved everything over, changed batteries out to something smaller, and then put in a flat bottom tub to fit more amps and everything in there, centered up in the trunk. They got Zapco 6-channel running the top end, 400.2 on the mid bass, and then 2 different 4 channels bridged between the rear subs and the 2 front subs.
So you will have front subs as well, yep.
Yep.
And then you have 2 batteries there?
Yep, 2 slim ones to fit back in there.
Okay, what's the story with this structure?
2 Acoustic Elegance SBB 15s and a trunk baffle setup.
Okay.
And I just wanted something that was a little visually different than a typical flat baffle. Something that just sticks out a little more.
You don't use this car for daily, clearly.
No, I do actually.
Do you?
I give the keys to the wife and she drives kids around in here.
But do you also load stuff into the trunk?
Yeah, I have a metal grate that goes over that, and then if we use the trunk heavily, I just throw blankers and cardboard over leather just to keep it from getting scratched up. Okay,
little touches like that plate cut out. Most people wouldn't know what it is, right?
Yeah, state of Ohio from where I'm at, just a little detail to prop the DSP up on.
Wicked. Okay, let's see the front end. All right, let's jump. I jump in. Okay. Chris comes around. That's it. So, yeah, most people can't tell what's happening here, and then we will have to show pictures as well at the end. This is going to be a bit longer than 5 minutes than the other videos. So, let's start from the top. What have we got?
The PS Sound Mundorf AMT 80 size, and some homebrewed pillars, pretty much from halfway point down. Is all just fiberglass right to the very side of the metal to make it as absolutely thin as possible. Like the tweeters are pretty much touching the metal; they can't go out any wider than they are. And then
so what's hiding there?
Underneath the grill covers, there's Purifi 5.25-inch mid-range spec.
Okay.
Very hard to get speaker I wanted to use when I first built this, and then I finally found a set available, so I swapped them out this year.
You mean secondhand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Because otherwise, it's not that difficult to get hold of them.
Over here was I emailed Purifi directly and asked them, and they said it was OEM only for the mid-range 5.25. So I gave up on it. Steve Wagner had a set magically and sold one, so I picked them up.
Okay.
The dash top is completely cut down.
We will show that on the pictures.
Yeah, there's a huge
we have to show it with the pictures.
Bump on the driver's side, stuck up 3-4 inches, and
you got rid of it.
Chopped the whole thing down, rerouted the HVAC piping to fit the large sealed mid-range enclosures.
We will show that on pictures. Then we can explain that. So what's happening down here, what we can see and what we cannot see?
They're basically large mid-bass drivers, 10-inch on each side. There's Acoustic Elegance IB10s. Whether they function as front sub or large mid-bass is up for debate, but those are vented out through the bottom, and I cut the whole corner that kicks out with the metal, and then refabricated steel enclosure, steel baffles that are welded directly to the car.
Crazy stuff. And
put a 10-inch on each side, and then above it, inside the dash, there's another set of 8 inches.
So like somewhere around there,
Yeah, pretty much sitting right on top of where the 10s are.
Okay.
And those are cut out, vented to the outside behind the doors.
Same way we can show that on the pictures to the guys. Source-wise, what's happening?
I have a digital converter for my iPhone for a daily source, and then for sitting parked up at competitions, I've been using FiO with either digital out or using the line output.
Okay. Director for the Helix.
Yep, I like it a little bit better than the conductor, just a little more visual feedback, so you don't have to remember all the
something happened to your screen.
Yep.
That line appeared. Yeah. Okay, I think we have to show pictures in the book, but we can also show the situation here. That's where people can see the subs from this side. Yeah, the 215s breathing into the cabin. Yeah, it's mad stuff. Let's have a look at the book so people can understand the level of work you put into it, because yeah, this is gonna be the mad part. You have to hold it a bit on an angle. That's it.
This is
reflection is really shit. Oh, that's it.
So this is one of the pictures of the whole corner cut out, and
wow,
the driver's sticking out where the metal used to be. And this is up in the mid base area. It's a little hard to see, but cut a big channel out of there.
Okay, this is the way to see it.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go. Yep, big chunky piece that came out other side.
And then welded in steel plates back in and then bolted speaker rings to it.
Okay.
That's the mid base mounting.
Where you have an 8-inch.
Yeah, this
was a 10-inch, I think, back there. That's big.
And that didn't work. It was a little bit too big for the enclosure size. This is the vent going out behind the door.
Yeah, and it's easy to see on the picture below where you see the wheel, where it is. Yep.
And then this is how the baffles are welded in there.
So yeah, it's easy to see here that you have the 10, and then above that you have the mid base.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mad.
And there's the metal structure I welded back in behind it to replace the sheet metal I pulled out. So you can probably tow the car with this. It's welded in all the way around.
Okay.
Sealed up. And then vented out the bottom.
So this is from underneath?
Yep. Directly underneath, looking at the bottom of the car.
Oh, did you put the car on a ramp or what? How did you?
Yeah, it's up on jack.
Oh, that's your
underneath.
roof. That's your roof.
Yeah, that's.
I see. It's just so people also understand. So this is breathing completely down, and then you have the protective layer and the rain guard foam underneath, which is cool because you don't get any direct hit of water.
And there's even a plastic OEM fitment piece that goes over it that keeps a lot of water from splashing on that as well.
Don't you have too much pressure on that, on the tray?
No, just the way that it fits in, there's a lot of venting around it.
I see. Awesome. And then the trim panel came in. And yeah, I think this is the picture that traveled the internet.
Yep.
We had this even as our Patreon background picture for a good while, I think. Because yeah, what people also need to understand that this was built purely by Chris, and he doesn't do it for a living. But he does some crazy stuff. Yeah, this is the place where you find the craziest audiophiles. These are the enclosures in your dash for the purifiers. You used to have some
Scan speak
there as well.
12 MUs
that you modified now, and it's bolted in with crazy brackets to the dash. Yeah, this is a good picture without the grille. And then yeah, the pillar structure built. Yeah, we can tell that it's a bit wild. So where are you now with the system? How do you feel about it?
It's at the best point it's been since the start, and the only thing I really have intention of changing out is possibly going with 2 18s and true IB at some point. So I've got the sub sitting at home. I was hoping to get it done before SVR.
Just to keep you occupied, yeah.
Yeah, once I held 2 18s in my hand and stuck them in the trunk and saw what they looked like, I figured it was worth a shot.
So where do you plan to install them?
Right now my idea is an 18 on each side.
Okay.
Then out the corners, there's a lot of room to cut out.
You can have the same solution like at the front, steel plate properly.
Yeah, pretty much so.
Not like a weak little structure or something. Yeah.
It'll just be a plywood baffle kind of.
Yeah, properly. Okay.
In, so.
It's absolutely wicked. Just so you also understand, guys, you know, Chris plays the game like this. He even brings his homemade speakers for his living room. And
here they came out of the car.
Yep, that's your mid.
I ran for quite a while before I just changed them out. And over here, this is my kind of mobile power supply. It has a Zapco 6-channel amp running it.
Runs it.
My old
Brilliant.
Helix DSP running the entire setup active.
Awesome.
And with the power supply, I just plug the power supply in, hook the speaker cables up, and I've got music.
It's mad. There's a reason why people talk about your project, because you are definitely in the top tier of crazies. But that's what we love. Chris, thank you very much for your time.
Yep,
and then we will see what progress we see on this car next time.